It is 5:11. We're back in regular session. Next item on the agenda, business item, City Council will reconvene into regular session. Do we have action we're going to take on our meeting? There was nothing included. You reading it?
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Need a motion?
Yes. One at a time, please. Do you want us to go over those, or?
No.
Okay.
Just a motion to approve business item number 3, consider the approval of Construction Change Directive number 7 with Teal Construction related to the new City Hall project.
Second.
Have a motion second. Any further discussion? Call for a vote. Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye, it's unanimous. Next item, consider approval of amendment number 2.
Make a motion to approve business item number 4, consider the approval of amendment number 2 to the standard professional services agreement with PGAL regarding the architect and engineering of the new City Hall facility for an amount not to exceed $300,000.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Further questions, debate? If not, we'll call for a vote. Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye, it's unanimous. Next item on the agenda, the citizens to be heard. Do we have any cards been turned in? Have nothing. Good. Item number 6, ceremonial matter, proclamations. Proclamation proclaiming April 13th through April 19th as Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. And I have a certificate for any of our telecommunicators that are here. All right, let me read this for you. Then they'll come over and we'll get a picture of y'all. I would like to say before we get over there and do that telecommunicators are some of the most underappreciated people that have anything to do with emergency management. And having been a cop for 47 years in my other life and being a police chief for 30, I can remember guys that used to say, oh my gosh, they all have the IQ of a spoon or something like that. But it was all because the dispatchers were allowed to tell cops where to go all the time and they couldn't talk back to them. And so they put up with a lot of stuff from officers, from the public, for people that they have to deal with. And they are an amazing bunch of people that they do it as well and as long as they do, and I appreciate you. Whereas emergencies don't follow a schedule, they strike at any moment, and when they do, our community relies on the immediate response of police officers, firefighters, and emergency medical services personnel. And whereas every great performance begins with a powerful opening act, and for our emergency services, that opening act is the calm, commanding voice of our public safety telecommunicators, the true rock stars of emergency response. And whereas these behind-the-scenes heroes for the first point of contact in a crisis, gathering vital details with precision, clarity, and speed to ensure help arrives exactly where and when it's needed. And whereas public safety telecommunicators are the lifeline, the steady rhythm that keeps our police, fire, and EMS teams connected, informed, and protected as they take the stage in the field. And whereas dispatchers at the City of Rockport Communications Center have orchestrated countless successful responses, contributing to the apprehension of suspects, the suppression of fires, and the saving of lives, all with grace under pressure and professionalism that deserves a standing ovation, which they'll get briefly. Whereas this exceptional team has shown unwavering compassion, sharp instincts, unshakable calm in the face of chaos, truly earning their status as Rockport's emergency communication rock stars. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Tim J. Rowe, Mayor of the City of Rockport, Texas, proudly proclaim the week of April 13th through April 19th, 2025 as Public Safety Telecommunicators Week in Rockport, Texas, and encourage all citizens to recognize and celebrate the dedication, talent, and excellence of these remarkable individuals who keep our community safe, one call at a time. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and official seal of the City of Rockport this first day of April 2025. Thank you. It was pointed out to me we did not do our pledge. I appreciate Councilman Brett for that. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Following items are items for the consent agenda. They can be acted upon in a single motion. No separate discussion or action on any of the items will be held unless pulled at the request of a member of the council. Council, do you wish to pull any of those items? If not, do I have a motion on the consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve the consent items as presented.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further question? We'll call for a vote. Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. Unanimous. Number 8, item number 14, consider approval of resolution 2025-15R in support of a policy to use portions of the city right-of-way to create wildlife habitat with native plants already certified by the National Wildlife Federation as wildlife habitat and approved by Aransas County. Councilman Brundrett.
All right. So everybody, this was brought to us by Charlie Belair, and he's already currently working with the county, and just in certain right-of-ways, they plant native grasses and plants and whatnot, and just kind of beautify the area. It's of no cost to the city. Everything is funded through other organizations. So all they're asking for is just to use our areas of the right-of-way that Ryan has to mow now, and these would be the no-mow area where native grasses and plants would be planted to beautify the area.
All right. Questions about that, council?
I think it's clear that they won't do anything that affects line of sight, or is a hazard, you know, I think that's understood in the agreement, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, and one other thing, I believe Ryan would be the point of contact with this group, and he could approve the right-of-way areas that they're wanting to plant in, so.
And y'all did the package, did y'all get the agreement with Aransas County? Were you able to provide that, Brad? So it's already been done through Commissioner's Court. I think we can piggyback off of that and some verbiage and get an interlocal or something going.
We have a resolution in there, and so it's
yeah. So
we're doing
we
ours
should
and
be
it piggybacks
covered.
onto theirs.
Staff doesn't have a problem with this. This is stuff that we won't have to maintenance, and it could be, you know, it can look nice because Charlie's gonna take care of it himself and use some volunteer work and maybe some of the kiddos. So I think it's going to be a benefit and low maintenance on the city.
Currently, they've done out on Airport Road, right across from the transfer station. They've put some stuff out there, and then also at the end of Rattlesnake Point Road, where at the intersection into the new Puerto Vita and Coastal Palms, that intersection right there on either side of the Rattlesnake Point Road, they have areas that they've planted for the county. And so if anybody wants to go take a look at them, that's where they're at.
I've seen the one on Airport Road that's got the little no-mow signs on it.
That's
Is the city paying for those no-mow signs?
No, we don't pay for anything.
So they pay for all of that?
So everything, and a lot of that is all native stuff, so it's low watering, so it'll fall in line. I don't think they're using water trucks or anything to water this stuff. And they're digging these plants out of our right-of-ways and just relocating them. Where we would mow them down, they're saving them and replanting them in a dedicated area.
Okay.
And with some signage.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Make a motion to approve agenda item number 14.
Have a motion, have a second.
I will second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further question? If not, we'll call for a vote. Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It's unanimous. Item number 15, consider approval on second final readings of ordinance number 1967, amending the official zoning map stipulated under Article 4.1 of the City of Rockport zoning ordinance number 1027 by changing the zoning of land from R1 first single family dwelling district for property located at 1859 FM 2165, also known as 35.8 acres, out of tracts 1, 2, 3, 22, and 23 C.H. Moore subdivision, to R2 second single family dwelling district, repealing all ordinances in conflict therewith, providing for severability, providing an effective date. Have been any changes, Ms. Deidre? Questions, council? Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve agenda item 15 as presented.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further question? Call for a vote. Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye, unanimous. Other action items and updates, item number 16, consideration and possible approval of an agreement between Rockport Landing GP LLC and Passport Shores LLC for the transfer of 125 LEUs of water and sewer service to serve the proposed development currently titled Passport Shores. Ms. Schroner.
Mayor and council, I'm gonna call this a cleanup item. It's something that probably should not have happened, but, we need to clean it up. You guys previously had built a sewer force main going from north to south towards, Aransas Pass to serve Islands of Rockport. Carrie's gonna fill in the holes here. So we kind of allowed people to buy into that line, taking up all the capacity. Well, someone bought an extreme number of capacity and commoditized our LUEs on the open market. So that owner and this owner at Passport Shores have made a deal to purchase LUEs from one to the other to build out their development. This is something that should not happen. And you will see an ordinance prohibiting it going forward. But I feel like this is something that in order to fulfill our obligation to serve the people on the line that we quasi-promised to serve, that this is something that we should allow. The problem is we sold them to the guy for 500, he's selling them to the next guy for 1,000. It's between them, but it won't happen again while I'm here, I guess, because it's not necessarily appropriate. But given the situation, there were some agreements made by previous administrations, councils, whatever, that are kind of unenforceable, and they promised LUEs to certain people. And that's not the way the developments came in. Does that sound right? Does that sound confusing?
Nope, sounded good.
So to clean it up, get it done, we'll let these guys sell from one to the other, and then the capacity in the line is finished. There is no more capacity in that line. No one else can join on there. So if you were promised in the past, if you thought you were gonna get on there or whatever happened, it's not gonna happen because this is it. We're done with that line. You're gonna have to either build a parallel line, go a different route, something like that. All we're doing tonight is approving the sale between the two entities. It doesn't involve any exchange of money on our part or any contribution on our part. It doesn't tax our system any more than it did, but like I said, it's a cleanup item. And if that was as clear as mud, I got it straight in my head, but I maybe didn't convey it correctly. What questions do you have?
The potential, or I guess the future ordinance, would it be that we don't allocate LUEs to you until a development agreement is made with the seller? At what point in time will we set aside those LUEs?
You should be able to reserve your LUEs before you get your development agreement, because the development agreement can take a long time. The ordinance coming forward will say the only transfer of LUEs would be back to the city.
Oh, it's not gonna be on the open market to sell.
That's right. They're not a commodity. If you want to sell them back, you can, the city will take them, but you can't go neighbor to neighbor. I mean, because that would be fantastic racket. So,
And any future sales that happen after this ordinance, they'll be at the newer, higher connection fees that we're all looking at in the process of right now, right? So this old, I guess, $500, is that what we did for each one?
well, it's a $500 reservation fee. It's about like $2,300 an LUE or something along those lines. There you go, 27. The $500 reservation fee applies to it apparently, so that's what we've done historically. We're cleaning all that up. We're cleaning it all up with the new stuff.
Okay, so any subdivisions or future development in that area that may require that parallel line or what have you, they'll all be in the future?
No, there are none. Nobody else will go into this line.
Yeah, but if development happens down in that area, it would require another line and all kinds of other things.
Totally
At all the new rates.
That's right.
Okay.
I'm publicly saying, though, this is the last development to go into this line. There is no more room.
Capacity.
Other questions?
I move to approve item 16 as presented.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Any further question? We'll call for a vote. Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It's unanimous. Item number 17, consider approval of a request from the Convention and Visitor Bureau Board for an additional $225,000 for the tourism marketing plan. Ms. Goodwin.
So I'm gonna start this off and then Vanessa's gonna take some of it. And then we have several members of your GDD here, and they, you know, if you have any questions for them as well. So, Rockport should be very, very proud of the process and the quick process that CBB and yourself took, because they first met in November, and in less than 5 months, they've covered some key issues. They've done a visioning development, marketing goals, and we're in the process of hiring a tourism manager. They're developing a new, fresh website, and they've done some video development. And these accomplishments will not only help raise Rockport's profile, but also lay a strong foundation for a long-time growth and tourism development. And what's next for the CBB agenda? They are requesting additional funds from reserves to kick up a stronger marketing plan. And because it was the first year, we had to put a lot of funds into things that you're not going to have to in the future. So you allotted them $300,000 for marketing. And with the new website and several other things, that's eaten up most of that money. I do want to let you know that the agenda says $225,000 and the memo says $200,000. I forgot to go back when we moved the meeting and change the memo. But it is $225,000 that they're requesting. We've recently received several invoices that were originally paid by another organization, and so they are needing the $225,000. But I also want to let you know that after taking if you approve the spending $225,000 out of reserves, that will leave roughly 356 days left in reserves.
And just to clarify, hot fund reserves.
Yes, hot fund reserves. So you will go a little bit below that 365 by giving them the 225. I feel like there's some kind of one-time purchases that are going on in there. I will say Rentalscape came in for their second year about $10,000 higher, so we're gonna need to cover that. We've purchased a new website that will allow every business in town, within reason, to upload their own marketing information and their own kind of ad to the CBB website. So we're reaching a broader market than we have been historically. And it's just costing us a little bit more money to get set up. You know, we were very bold and brave and said, oh, Chamber, we'll take this and this for you, but there's a cost to that. There's a cost to starting fresh. And so I think they need it.
So they also,
I'm part of the group,
so, there is a PowerPoint, Vanessa, if you wanna take this one, that, is the strategic plan, or, different strategies, sorry. But, just so you know that Kelly Deshawn, who is also helping us, keeps iterating that, when you put money into the marketing, you're going to get money out.
So we intend to leverage the Find Yourself in Rockport campaign and keep going with that. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel there. We will do a little bit of new branding. We have 3 consultants on board right now, one of being Kelly Deshawn, who I believe if you were at the Economic Development Summit, you heard her talk. She gave us a good, she's getting us a good kickoff plan. We are working with Persona Marketing to work on some rebranding and help us get our website started. And then, who's the other one? Oh yeah, the Texas Hotel Association. We have that membership. So we're working on new platforms, new print materials, strategic partnerships, all to attract visitors. We intend on doing a large Google campaign that will retarget previous website visitors and display our image and video ads across the Google ecosystem, YouTube, Gmail, Google search app. And so that will optimize our exposure. I know y'all are familiar with that. If you go to a website, you get an email from Google. Doing a new social media campaign. One of the things that has been lacking or more neglected would be social media. We think that's the way to reach the broadest audience right now. Persona is also helping us with that, I believe. Maximizing our money there, paid campaigns on the social media platforms, expanding beyond Facebook, some things like that. Streaming ads. So now everybody watches streaming televisions. You're now getting ads on your streaming channels. Some of them are no skip ads, some of them are can't skip ads, so we're gonna purchase some area in there. And then that's gonna be a very new, diverse area for us. And one of the things that we're gonna continue doing is the print media campaign, Texas Highways, Tour Texas. And then we also had Travel Texas here. Brad did a nice interview for that. So we're really trying to diversify everything into all markets, and not focus on one thing. We're trying to catch as many people as possible. So those are the things that your money, they intend for your money to purchase you, and I think they've done a really good job in making a good plan. The $200,000, like I said, like she said, will still leave us a sufficient reserves. Our hot taxes aren't up as of today, but our sales tax is, so don't shout it from the mountaintop. We're not rolling in it, but you know, we see a little bump up. I anticipate that the hot taxes will follow, especially with festival season coming up. So it's up to you. It's up to you guys. I think they've done a good job. And when I say they, I mean the CBD committee. There's 4 of 7 of you right here. And they put a lot of thought into it, and we're just trying something new.
I'm trying to go back to last year when we brought the that group in-house, and we're gonna do it ourselves. And I'm trying to remember the numbers.
I swore to you we wouldn't ask for more, and here I am.
I thought that's where we might be. So I'm trying to remember the numbers. We budgeted 300, and we've pretty much spent that. And we're looking for another 225 to continue
So
the
that
work.
has not all been spent.
But it's allocated.
Right, but if we get this, we will take the whole package and allocate it together and go forward.
All right, so we had budgeted roughly 300 for 2025 to do this, and it's looking like we're gonna come in around 5-something-ish now if we approve this number here.
Which, if you will remember the years before before this, y'all gave $500,
We did
$500,000.
give 500,000 to the chamber.
So the numbers are probably close there, and this is gonna, this is gonna come out of the hot fund reserve money.
Yes.
All right, and that won't, hopefully with some uptick in hot funds, I don't wanna be shortchanging the other hot funds people next year if we do this.
So I initially thought we were just gonna go for the 200, which my goal is to always leave us the 365 in there. So we are gonna do a little below that, which is maybe out of my comfort zone, but
9 days. 356.
ooh, he's a mather.
Barely.
I'm
barely.
comfortable with 9 days. That's fine. That's fine. We'll be
Well,
okay.
to reiterate what's already been said, you know, when we started this process, it was I don't want to say leap of faith, but we were jumping out of our comfort zone into something that we didn't have the best ideas of how it was going to work. You know, it was a leap of faith. Let's figure it out.
We jumped off a cliff.
And so, we throw a number out there of 300,000, and maybe we really didn't know what it was gonna cost to take it all over and do all this.
Well, and I will tell you, when we got that number, we didn't have our full number for the rental of the CBB from the chamber, which is 58,000. Like I said, Rentalscape came in about 10,000 more. We're getting calls from people saying, oh, you used to pay this invoice through the chamber, are you gonna pay it now? That was the Hoteliers Association, and how much was that? $9,000, so you're right, we didn't know it all. When we jumped, we didn't know it all.
But I believe the benefit is definitely there, and if it costs us a little more hot money to do it, to me, it's a no-brainer, so.
The benefit you're getting is we're not gonna have a disjointed plan. They thought the whole plan through, and they're gonna make a whole attack, and we'll see either a benefit or not, and we will adjust from there. We at least know where we're headed.
It's taken 6, 7, 8 months, 9 months to formulate the plan, and now they're just gonna need a little extra money to push the plan. And so, with that being said, I move to approve item 17 as presented.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I will second.
I have a motion and a second, any further question? We'll call for a vote, Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4.
I abstain from this vote for conflict of interest.
All right. Mayor, aye, it's unanimous with one abstention. Item number 18, consider approval of contractor's change request number 01 with South Texas Building Partners for the remodel project for the city's building used by the Rockport Volunteer Fire Department for amount not to exceed $5,886. Mr. Pickerazi.
Mayor, Council, we have started the Rockport Volunteer Fire Department, which is good news. So I'm here tonight because we have our first change order, $5,886. During the demo, taking the sheetrock and insulation and stuff off, we found some more penetrations, and this is what this project's all about, is to seal this building up. That east wall wasn't part of the mold, but since we're drying in everything with new insulation and could see behind the wall, we think it's better just to remove that wall and spray foam the rest of it so it'll be uniform, just like the rest of the building, and accomplish our goal of keeping that humidity out. So with that being said, that's why we're bringing this change order. It's minimal, but it's gonna give us more coverage in the building, insulation, sheetrock, and move forward. Do you have any questions?
Any extra days? For this?
Seven extra
Oh,
days.
okay.
They've already done the demo, so they're not that, I think they just over demoed.
Yeah.
And started seeing it, and they were like, okay, but we need to spray this and do some cleanup and stuff like that.
Okay.
But they are asking for 7 days. We did have a meeting, Kimberly and myself, earlier last week.
Thursday
Yeah,
afternoon.
and they're way ahead of schedule. So the 7 days, I doubt they'll need it, but they're gonna request it.
That's great, if they're ahead of schedule. I move to approve item 18 as presented.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Andrews.
Do have a second, motion and a second, any further question? Not going to call for a vote. Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye, it is unanimous. Item number 19, receive city manager's monthly update.
I'll make it quick. I know it's an off meeting, but there's a couple of things I did want to point out. One being that this is the first year that we've had a decline in fire fund contributions. So I believe we raised that amount 2 years. The first year we kept increasing. This year we have seen a decline. Not a lot, but it's a decline. So it's something we're definitely going to keep an eye on, and we may be coming back to ask you guys to lower this. Also, I think we'll probably do some push out, but I think we need to get with the fire department and do kind of a what does your $5 buy you. The other thing I wanted to point out is our water consumption is going down, which is fantastic when you're in water restrictions. It's horrible when you're in the water selling business. So we have a double-edged sword right there that y'all can just keep an eye on. Revenues are going to be down. And then the last thing I think is important to know, and more importantly to push out to the public, is Republic Service is the only garbage provider in this town, residential and commercial. So if you see a roll-off with another name on it and it's in the city limits, they are operating illegally and they owe us a franchise fee. I would encourage you, citizen, public, staff, council, give us a call. We have a contract with Republic. We are obligated to use them exclusively.
You're talking about for construction roll-off?
Yes, 100%.
So if a resident in the city of Rockport wants to remodel their kitchen, they are required to use a roll-off provided by Republic?
That is correct.
Where they could pay to dispose it at the dump.
Was it 10 yards or less? Was there a, I think there was in the last one, I believe.
Robbie read up on it, so.
Look at it again, but Mike told me it was exclusive.
Yeah,
Or it may have been that maybe the 10 yards or less was not on their radar.
yeah,
But-
could be.
I don't want to say that, speak for them, but.
If there's a question, you definitely need to call the city. Okay? Legislative focus, last thing, we have all divided up, we're watching our bills, it's not fun, there's a lot, but we're watching them. We've written a couple of letters to Chairman Hunter, Senator Colcourse, and we're just keeping on top of the things that will potentially affect the city. Huh? Okay, Shelley should have done this.
Not fair.
Civic engagement.
No,
What?
your scoop talk.
Is that not it? So next Wednesday, Brad and I are gonna be at Grandma B's for a scoop talk with the city manager and city councilman. So, come and see us, number one, and two, if you wanna do something in your ward, let us know. We did coffee with the city manager and nobody showed up except Jeff Shostrom and the mayor, and that was great. But we do want people to come. So, if you wanna do some kind of open house or, gathering event in your ward or for your ward, let us know. We'll be happy to do that. And then you can swing by and get ice cream and see what Brad's gonna have to say.
Oh,
Are you
Yes.
putting these on Facebook and all of that?
We are. So we're gonna do something every month, so, to make ourselves more available. So, okay, that's all I have. Nothing else.
Reports from council. Ward 1,
South Rockport, had a pretty, impacting loss of George Rikers, recently. He made a lot of tremendous contributions to the community. So I did want to announce, they're going to do a memorial on April 26th at 10 a.m. at Zachary Taylor, Park. So I welcome you to come out. Is it the 26th?
We had heard they were gonna do it on his birthday, which is in June.
I think they're going to do a small one, is what Carl said, and then that was the last update I received.
Okay, we're gonna do a George Rikers Day proclamation, so we'll handle that and try to get it before that.
Ward
Ward
two
two?
is, Ward two is doing well. I haven't heard anything to the contrary, so I think we're okay.
Ward 3?
I would just like to give kudos to the Public Works Department, for the work they're doing on Broadway, Bayshore, Fulton Beach Road, whatever we wanna call it, doing the rock and improvements to the roadway there, in the mangroves and along the edge of the road there. Looks really good. I'm getting a lot of compliments for it, so thank you, Ryan and team. Other than that, I'll probably have more next week, but that's all I got for today.
Okay, Ward 4?
Yes, we had our annual HOA meeting at the Rockport Country Club, and Vanessa was very nice to go and speak and give updates. She did a great job, so thank you, so I didn't have to, so I appreciate that. And then on top of that, just want to say thank you to the streets department. You guys have gotten those 25-mile-per-hour signs up very quickly. I know you guys gave it like a 6-month time frame, and I think it's well beyond before that. So thank you for your hard work in getting those things done, and I think people, especially in the Rockport Country Club, are really appreciative of it, so thank you.
For those that didn't notice, I did. It rained the other day, which really hadn't happened in a while. And our parks folks, our street department, all did great jobs. The kids in the parks didn't drown in spite of the fact that it rained hard. And your guys took care of the streets. I don't think we had any serious flooding issues, and I was really proud to see that. We appreciate it. And the old man that was out building the boat in the backyard decided he'd wait till a bigger rain to get the animals together. So anyway, I don't have another thing.
Motion to adjourn?
I have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion, second, we're adjourned.